all recall comments from people like the WEF's Yuval Noah Harari telling us that as we enter into this AI beast system that he and his friends have planned, that we need a new interpretation of the Bible. We've even heard celebrities of late who recently converted to Christianity talking about maybe we need to reinterpret the Bible or adjust it for the age of AI. The arrogance of man knows no bounds, really, but unfortunately, a lot of people seem to be taking interest in this concept. There is an AI Bible YouTube channel, which has amassed over 340,000 followers on YouTube and 1.3 million followers on Instagram. Some of the videos on YouTube have some very interesting titles like The Trippiest Vision of Heaven and John's Insane Vision of Heaven. Because apparently reinventing the Bible for the age of AI also involves insulting it with words like trippy and insane. Now, to be clear, we don't know what the intentions of this channel or its organizers are, but we can definitely tell you much of the content is not rooted in tradition. Now, this is an NPR article on the channel and the latest video, which is drawing controversy, and we'll take it with a grain of salt from NPR, but they have put some facts into this article. So they say that in a recent video posted to the AI Bible's YouTube channel, buildings crumble and terrified-looking people claw their way through the rubble. Horns blare and an angel appears to be floating above the chaos. Then come monsters, including seven-headed dragon that looks like something out of a Dungeons & Dragons rulebook. I'm going to show you a bit of that 8-minute video in a moment, which depicts a section of the Book of Revelation that are entirely generated by artificial intelligence tools. They say at times it feels like a high-budget Hollywood movie, at times more like a scene from a video game, and at times like fantasy art. Despite these somewhat muddled visual styles, viewers seem to like what they see. It's racked up over 750,000 views in the 2 months since it was posted. The AI Bible is run by Pray.com. We'll talk to you about them in a minute. A for-profit company that claims to have the world's #1 app for faith and prayer. The new AI videos are being warmly received online, according to Ryan Beck, Pray's chief technology officer. The viewers are mostly under 30 and skew male, though not too heavily. Quote, people are starting to write in on our YouTube telling us how these stories are really transforming their life, how they're really impacting them spiritually and mentally, he said. Yeah, I bet. But theologians are more skeptical. The videos rob the Bible of its power by reducing it to an action movie, said Brad East, professor of theology at Abilene Christian University in Texas. Have to agree with Mr. East there. Quote, it's depressing that anyone would think that approach to biblical material was in any way spiritually edifying, he said. The video in question in this article depicts the rapture, a doctrine that has been hotly contested amongst Protestants and early church believers for many years, mainly due to the fact that the doctrine of rapture does not appear in any of the early church teachings, whether it be the scriptures or any accompanying documentation from the Holy Fathers and traditional church leading back to the apostles. A lot of people in the West will argue the case for it in the scriptures. However, anyone with an understanding of the Greek language, the original language of the text, will tell you otherwise. Rapture theology actually appeared in the early 19th century. In fact, pre-tribulation rapture theology, specifically the concept of a pre-tribulation rapture, where believers are taken to heaven before a period of tribulation, gained significant traction right around the time of the release of the, you guessed it, Scofield Bible, published in 1909. Nonetheless, the AI Bible's video shows some startling images about this so-called pre-tribulation rapture. Take a look.
On that day, the sun would be darkened and the moon would not give its light. Even the stars in the heavens will fall from the sky as the heavenly bodies shake. All the people of the earth will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Pretty dramatic and captivating for a modern audience, and for good reason, perhaps. You see, this company, Pray.com, who is posting AI-generated content that supports a Scofield-era theology, partnered with Palantir in December of last year. Yes, Pre.com enhances translation with Palantir AI tech from investing.com. It says, Pre.com, known as the leading app for daily prayer and faith-based content, has partnered with Palantir Technologies, a $169 billion market cap company with impressive 81.1% gross profit margins, to enhance its product offerings through advanced artificial intelligence systems, particularly in the realm of language translation. According to Investing Pro Data, Palantir's strong financial health score and revenue growth highlight its position as a leader in the AI space. And that's why they're partnering with them, apparently, because this collaboration is expected to significantly reduce the time and cost associated with translating content into multiple languages. Yes, the same Palantir, whose co-founder Peter Thiel is holding a 4-part lecture series on the Antichrist this month, a sold-out event which he says will be anchored in science and technology and will comment on the theology, history, literature, and politics of the Antichrist. So maybe you're a pre-trib believer, perhaps having Antichrist guy Peter Thiel partnering with a company that promotes that theology may help you rethink that position. We're currently seeing a resurgence worldwide in staggering numbers of people turning and returning to Christ and Christianity. So it only makes sense that those pulling the strings would infiltrate that and give you their version of it, one that fits in nicely with politicians, governments, systems, technology, and AI, and every other non-spiritual salvation-based part of society. We're seeing a total mishmash of New Age spirituality with their version of Christianity. It's all a repackaging of the original truth to suit the future the ones who control this world are aiming to create. Without turning this segment into a preaching session, which is certainly not our intention, the only way to truly safeguard against this attempted co-opt of Christianity by technocrats is to return to the original teachings of the church. There's no other way around this. The confusion around biblical doctrine is going to intensify by design. It is designed to lead people astray and further erode Christianity, which has always been the main goal of the puppeteers. Christ is not the author of confusion. People should be aware of these channels and apps and who they're really associated with in order to protect themselves and their loved ones from deception.